Hi guys, this is Dave in Real Life, and this is my all-out review video. Let's get into the review. Lots of things to talk about in this one. Not really good things either. We're going to start off with the first match on the main card. I'm not talking about the buy-in. Don't see the point. They're just nothing matches. We see Big Swole taking on Britt Baker in a tooth and nail match. Cinematic shambles of a fight, to be fair. It didn't know whether it was serious or comedy. It just tanked. I think it's the worst cinematic match so far this year. Big Swole got the victory, which hopefully now will end the feud between these two. Thought this was terrible and not a good way to start your pay-per-view, if I'm being honest. Then we saw a tag team match between the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express. Pretty decent match. It was for nothing. There was no meaning to this. It was just like thrown together. The Young Bucks won. I think they're heels now. It certainly was suggested on the last episode of Dynamite. Just a pretty decent match, don't get me wrong, but just pointless. Nobody's going to be number one contenders, or it certainly wasn't addressed as a number one contender match. Then we go to the 21-man Casino Royale. Pretty boring, pretty tame, pretty standard 20-man battle royal, which Lance Archer won and is now in hot contention for the title. So we've seen this match already. Lance Archer versus John Moxley. We saw it in January at Wrestle Kingdom. So to see it again, is it too soon? I don't know. But it's Lance Archer who's now number one contender. In this same match, there was a spot, the 21st spot, which was left open for somebody else to come in. We were saying like Nick Aldis. I said Ziggy Dice in my prediction video. It turned out to be Matt Sydal. Most of you might remember this guy as Evan Bourne in WWE. Matt Sydal was in Impact recently and also was a part of Evolve, and now he has made his debut in AEW. Not the best of debuts, I've got to add. As he goes for his finisher off the top rope, he botched it. Not a great way to sign off your debut in a new promotion, by botching your finisher, the move that you do all the goddamn time. He tanked it big time. So Matt Sydal is now a bottle job. So we go on to the most controversial match I think I've seen in a long time, and that is the Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara Broken Rules match, which would see Hardy leave the company if he loses. Got to admit, this was just one of them like hardcore matches what you see all the time, but there's just one moment where they're on top of a fork truck or like a lift, and they're going for a move, and they both fall off, and Hardy totally misses his landing and ends up hitting the back of his head onto a hard concrete floor. This is where the match should have ended. He was clearly injured, clearly concussed. I mean, God, there's wrestlers taking WWE right now to court over concussion, and then we have this in a match. Was it that important that Matt Hardy would win this? No, not at all. His wife took to Twitter, complained about this. This is not entertainment, and yes, she's completely right. When an injury happens, I don't care what your company's doing, you stop it there. you see to the guy who's injured. Whether Matt said he was okay to wrestle on, it's not. It wasn't in his hands. He was irrationally thinking he had got concussion. He should have been not allowed to continue, and they should have ruled this as a non-contest. So yeah, this has got a lot of people up in arms, and too right. This is not what the sport is about. We want to be entertained, but we want to be entertained knowing that these guys are safe and that they are ready to compete. And, you know, this is not what we want to see. Now, it's got question marks massively on how far AEW are willing to go if they're letting one of the stars do this. How many more are working injured? How many more have had similar incidents and they've let them continue just to, so they can get the storylines out? This needs to be wiped out completely. And yeah, it's getting trashed on, and rightly so. Yeah, not happy. AEW, you need to get your act together and look after your stars instead of this rubbish. Yeah, not rant over, but this really soured the pay-per-view. How can you let this happen? It could have happened to Matt Hardy. The conclusion, he won by throwing Sammy Guevara off of scaffolding. Yes, the arena floor was heavily padded, so nothing could happen to Guevara, but you could tell in that instant that Hardy was out of it. He didn't look right. For the remainder of that match, he didn't look right. So yeah, AEW, you stuffed up massively. Needs to change. We go on to the female match which followed this. This was for the AEW Female Championship. Why is this so low down on the card? This is main event material match. And it's, what, mid-card? Are you flipping for real? Man, you've got the two biggest indie stars. Shida is the biggest female name in your company. Then you've got Thunder Rosa, who's the NWA female champion. This is your headline. This is the match you put on the top. Mid-card. Your best match of the night, by the way. Shida does retain. But, the disrespect they have for women in AEW is disgusting. Change it. Honestly, your company's trash with this. I mean, the matches what follow this are ridiculous. Really ridiculous. I've never been really a massive fan of AEW, but this is the reason why. Yeah, so angry. You can tell that this is just not good enough. You've got these two top female talents and you're just wasting them. We've got a segment where Kip Sabian and Penelope announced that they're getting married. Okay, who cares? I'm not interested. What storyline is that? Good luck to them. Then we go to another nothing match, which is supposed to be retribution against Cody getting attacked a couple of weeks ago by the Dark Order. No build to this whatsoever. So it's just thrown together. You've got Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and the Natural Nightmares taking on Dark Order. The aforementioned team win, Dark Order lose. Entertaining match, but just nothing. There's just no reason for it to be there. Might as well have been on Dynamite, to be honest. FTR versus Hangman Page and Kenny Omega in the Tag Team Championship match. Yes, the titles changed, and FTR. Everybody and their horse knew that this was going to be the result. The match itself never took off. It never got exciting. There was no payoff as well at the end. It just, yeah, FTR, brilliant. You new tag team champions. About time. What's next for Hangman Page and Omega? Who knows? There's nothing from this what suggests a match between these two. So, yeah. Okay. Then we go to Orange Cassidy taking on Jericho in a Mambosa Mayhem match. Orange Cassidy wins. Yeah, not surprised that this the babyface gets put over in this particular matchup. Yeah, he throws Jericho full on into the drink, as they would say. Oh, it looked spectacular, but this was a mid-card match. This shouldn't have been second to last. Yeah, there's too much build to this. I don't think it deserved its place on the card, to be honest. I like Orange Cassidy though. Great that he's got his win against Jericho. Hopefully this is done with now and we can move on to better storylines. But yeah, now to the main event, and Moxley versus MJF. Long-winded, didn't really go anywhere match. I mean, this pay-per-view was staggeringly long, but not enough happened. This main event was boring, just predictable. Moxley was trying his best not to use his finisher, as we all know he'd lose the title if he does. MJF doing what heel guys do, heelish stuff, using wardrobe as his leash as much as he could. Yeah, just blood everywhere, typical kind of stuff what you'd expect from AEW these days. The match finished with the referee being distracted and Moxley using the paradigm shift to win and retain his title. No major story points. It's don't even know why this was the main event. As I've said, I told you which one would I put as main event. Not this. Okay, go to scores now. And I'm sorry for all you AEW fans, but this was the worst pay-per-view of the year by far. Just nothing. A whole lot of nothing. Nothing gets me excited. I don't see any storylines coming from this. I don't see any excitement. Lance Archer versus Moxley in the future. Don't care. Simply don't care. I've seen that matchup already earlier this year. Don't really care to see it again, to be honest. Yeah, so this gets a 4. Just poor. Really hope that Matt Hardy gets better soon. And I hope he sues the flipping arse off at AEW for allowing him to continue. I hope his wife, Reba, does the same. Yeah, just poor. So, don't know if this is one of your major events, your major pay-per-views, then I'd seriously go back to the drawing board because this tanked massively. Okay, enough of that. I feel like I've just ranted all the way through this, but rightly so. Let me know in the comments what you think. Was this a great pay-per-view, poor pay-per-view? Let me know about what you thought about the Matt Hardy situation. Are you excited for Matt Sardell coming to AEW? Oh, are you excited for Lance Archer versus Moxley in the future? Okay, let me know in the comments. Please like the video, if you've liked it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Until the next time, I've been Dave in real life. You've been awesome. And remember to always keep it real.